Coventry Neurodevelopmental Services. How to help. Communication skills for children with autism. What is communication? Communication is a two-way exchange that involves speaking, listening, body language, facial expressions, gesture, tone of voice or intonation, and writing or text. Common communication difficulties. Remember that all children are different and will have differing levels of ability. Children with autism typically have difficulties with understanding language. This may show as not following instructions, not responding to their name, repeating words or sentences, this is known as echolalia, poor attention, not getting jokes, not getting sarcasm, and taking you literally. For example, if you say, "Give me a minute," they'd expect it to be exactly a minute. The easiest words for children with autism to understand are names of things which they can see in their environment. For example, TV, ball, or phone. Verbs or doing words are slightly harder. Words which describe where something is, for example under or behind, are harder still. Words which join two sentences together, for example but and because, can cause confusion because they change the meaning of the first sentence. For example, "We're going to town, but I need to go to the doctor's first." Your child might think you are going to town and be confused when you arrive at the doctor's first. This is because they have not understood the word but have understood the order of the key words you used. Questions which start with WH words, for example what and where, can also be difficult to understand. Words which say when something is happening, for example yesterday, or in 5 minutes, or next weekend, can be very difficult to understand. Language about other people's thoughts or feelings is the most difficult to understand. The English language is full of unusual sayings. For example, "I've got butterflies in my tummy," and words with two meanings, for example, bat. Children with autism may need these to be taught or explained, as they won't guess them by the context. Children with autism may not understand your intonation. That's the sing-song quality to your speech. If we stress different words in a sentence, the meaning is changed. For example, "I didn't say she stole my money," and "I didn't say she stole my money." Now try saying the sentence yourself, stressing a different word each time to change the meaning. We can express our emotions in our tone of voice. Children with autism may find it difficult to show their emotions, in that facial expressions may not change much or may be inappropriate, and their voice may not match their feelings. Children with autism may not always be able to talk about how they feel, and sometimes feelings will be shown in their behaviour instead. And sometimes we say happy words but in a sad voice. For example, "I'm fine, thanks." Or we indicate that someone is nearly right but needs to add something by saying "yes." Children with autism struggle to understand and use these subtle uses of tone of voice. They also struggle to use an appropriate volume and can be too loud or too quiet when they talk. Body language includes all of the following: nodding and shaking your head, shrugging shoulders, using gestures, eye contact, and facial expression. Children with autism may not pick up on other people's use of gesture and may struggle to use it themselves. Eye contact can be too intense, or the child may avoid making eye contact. Children with autism often understand obvious emotions in other people. For example, they would know that crying means you are upset, but find it more difficult to sense if somebody was just mildly annoyed. Enjoyable and interesting conversations can be difficult. You may find that your child talks repetitively about things nobody's interested in, uses the words he or it without making it clear what he's talking about, talks to people too readily or not at all, is sometimes too detailed. It can be hard to tell if he's talking about something real or make-believe. You may find that your child moves conversations to their favourite topic, ignores conversation when concentrating on something else. It can be difficult to stop him from talking. He may tell people things they know already, or ask a question even though they know the answer. He may go off at a tangent. Your child may not keep quiet when someone else is trying to talk or concentrate, and treat everyone the same way, regardless of who they are. So, what do you need to do? Recognise the problems. Gain your child's attention first before talking to them. Use short sentences. Add visual clues like pictures or gestures. Check they've understood you by asking, "What do you need to do?" Use a calm voice with low volume and think about the language you're using. Teach any unusual sayings. Teach them the language of emotions. Tell them what to do, not what not to do. Use stop instead of no. Show them what to do. Don't tell them off for doing something wrong. Tell them how they should do it. Pause and recap. If you want more help, you can access more specific support by booking onto a group communication session. You can do this by contacting the department.